Hey everybody, welcome back to Northernlion plays Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Crushing it so far. Eden, we never lose. I forgot to say, we never lose in the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. Hopefully that didn't give me bad mojo jojo. NFPS 2HG7, speed's fine, rate of fire is good, damage is better than average. Luck's negative. The real problem with this run, and I'm not saying it's negative, I'd give this run, actually the real problem is range. But, the real problem with this run, apart from the range, is the HP. You gotta give a run like a -1 if it has no red hearts at all. So, I'm gonna give this run, I think this is like a 7.9 start. It's really, I mean, shot speed actually completely compensates for our range. So, you know what, I'll go a step further, even though technically that did happen after our first item room. I'm gonna give us an 8.2. The fact that we have, Lusty Blood basically means that even though our damage started great, it's really only going to get better. The real problem with the run is obviously HP. As long as we can bomb? Nope. As long as we can get some kind of HP enabler. By HP enabler, I don't know why I said enabler, because really the best HP enabler is just literally HP, but if we can get some red hearts, good to go. This is a run that's definitely primed for a little bit of angel action, actually. We might be a little bit conservative on our HP by the time we reach our first deal with the devil. On the other hand, the first deal with the devil is basically guaranteed. As long as we breathe, we should receive a deal with Beelzebub. Beelzebub sounds like a great name for like a Portland barbecue joint. And I say Portland because, you know, my understanding of Southern barbecue, at least, is that every place is named, like, Rick's Barbecue. And then when you ask people, like, hey, is Rick's Barbecue any good? They go, you're stupid. Go to Ray's Barbecue Joint. Go to Dave's Barbecue Shack. And then, you know, I live on the West Coast, and on the West Coast, everything is like there's a barbecue place in Vancouver. You think it's called Tom's Barbecue? Heck no, it's called the Devil's Elbow. Everything's gotta be like gussied up just a little bit over here. I'm okay with it, you know, it fits my aesthetic for sure. But it's always got some kind of goofy name. Memphis Blues. And every review is like, it's pretty good. I like it. It's like a I think we'll take the orbital. I like it, you know, I think it's like a 7 out of 10, and then the next review is like, I lived in Texas for 10 years, this sucks. Fair enough, I'm not even disagreeing with that. I don't eat a lot of barbecue in Vancouver, because it just seems like, you know, when in Rome. I eat a lot of raw fish here. And that's not even like, you might think by a lot, I mean like, once a week. Nah, I eat raw fish probably like every other day to some degree. Not even sushi, necessarily, but sushi, poke, you know, the raw fish kind of salad. And you're going to say it's not a fish salad, I already went through this bit very recently. Oh my god, life is but a dream. I went through this bit very recently on stream. The first sentence of the Wikipedia article about poke says, poke, open parentheses, raw fish salad. And even beyond that, I've started getting a little bit into the raw fish for breakfast train. I don't know if, would you count a smoked fish as a raw fish? I guess not. It's kind of, is it cooked? Or is that a preserve? I don't know, but I've been eating like this Swedish flatbread and smoked sockeye salmon for breakfast. Oh, I know what you're saying. That's a little ridiculous. Do you remember what continent you live in? And the answer is yeah, but dude, you don't have to be European to love a smoked fish for breakfast. That's all I'm saying. You're missing out. Smoked salmon, delectable. I guess, you know, lox is consumed fairly commonly in parts of the US. But anyway, I digress. Dude, this run is now... It's still not quite a guaranteed victory. But it's, like, particularly the Black Rune plus Bookworm on that one room, also leaving it with Book of Revelations, a much better book option for us, is real sweet. So, I'm feeling great. The only thing right now that could squander this run for us is to, at least in the immediate moment, is to accidentally or deliberately, but without thinking about it as hard as we should, take a deal with the devil that is too aggressive for us, given what it returns to us. And we're actually going to take both, and we're fine to do so, because essentially, it's not free, but we get a refund when we take Sin Robes. And it's actually better than a refund, because the Demon Hearts are better than the Spirit Hearts to begin with. So now, as a result of this, I'm not going to go to our shop, and I'm not going to want to get any extra HP by finding maybe a second secret room, for example, because we have the Whore of Babylon active right now. Why do we... Oh, you know why we have... We can't open that yet. We have piercing shots because of something from the Zodiac. I don't know what. What? Oh, Sagittarius, which also gave us a speed upgrade. Okay, cool. Another luck upgrade. Yeah, this run, I mean, it's almost becoming... I imagine if I was out there and I was rooting for a loss, the last, like, week of episodes are real frustrating to watch. Because most of the time, we're starting in a really good spot, and it's not getting any worse. And then, even when we start in a spot that could be described as average, it really has been popping off pretty quickly. Like, I can't deny we've had a good spate of luck coming our way recently. A little lucky there, even. I will say, you know, if I had to reevaluate this run, you got to give this over a 9 right now. It got good really, really quickly. We also have upside. You know, we've already got our deal with the devil precedent. We got a 38% chance because we have, it's only a mildly improved chance, but still. It's thanks to some evil-related items. And we have an opportunity to get to maybe like a 4th level Bandage Girl. And what I'm thinking right now is that we actually would love to roll maybe the pause button. Because I'm recently, like over the course of maybe the past, well, when was that run that we had that we only won because we had the pause button? All of our other stats were trash. That was like a month ago, something like that. I've recently come into the knowledge that the pause button is actually like a 10 out of 10 item in some situations. Now, we certainly don't need it in this situation, but if we got like the 9 volt and we could just hit space and then let our orbital, especially when it hits level 3, level 4, crush all the enemies, like why wouldn't we, right? That being said, without having some way to ensure that we got use of the item every room, I'm not overly interested in it. I'll take a 3-cent compass. I don't... Fine. I don't really want it, but I have to admit that the price is right. And again, we don't really need to do much more exploration here, but... That was fully charged. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm out. I think we're done with this floor. Everything turned out real nicely here. So far, it's looking like another beautiful day for Isaac. This is the first time I've felt like this confident in my Isaac play. This is going to be a very tooting my own horn section. This is the first time I felt this confident in my Isaac play legitimately since like the triple-digit streak. So I don't want to get people excited, but the thing is, it's not really confidence. It's more of just like a quiet security. But maybe that's what confidence is. Like, I don't go into every run saying to my... I mean, obviously I say to you, we're never going to lose again, but that's more of like just a joke at this point, but... I don't go into every run feeling like I'm definitely going to win, but I go into every run feeling like no matter what shows up, if I slow down, I can handle it. I can, you know, this big old meat computer within my skull possesses the capabilities to at least give us the best conceivable chance to get out of the situation. And that sort of quiet confidence, I think, has been very nice. I feel very comfortable. I feel relaxed. I feel loose. and capable. In control of my own destiny. Let's put it at that. Alright, what do we want to see to make sure this run doesn't end up being super ironic and end with us having a loss that there's no business existing right now? Well, I gotta be honest, I got attached to those piercing shots. Wouldn't be against getting some kind of permanent variety of those. I was gonna say that a spacebar item that's a little bit more relevant for us, hey, would be nice, but I don't know. I don't really want to give up Book of Revelations. Certainly not for Spider-Butt, but I don't really want to give it up for much right now. It's not about survivability. It's more like I want to try to get to that 3rd, 4th level Bandage Girl. Then we can give it up as long as our HP looks good. Doesn't matter to me at all. And of course, like, 2 balls of steel pills, what? Dare I say that, you know, the Guppy transformation is sort of on the table as well? Wouldn't say no. Bad timing. You know what? In the most modest of ways possible, that was a really good dodge for once. What I would love to see is a bomb bag. We're so light on bombs that it has become relevant. If we could just pick up... Go ahead, hit me. If we could just pick up, you know, 1 bomb every 4 rooms or something like that, that could be worth something. Instead, well, we'll pick up some bombs here. And a trinket. Trinket is piercing shots occasionally. D6, well, dice shard, really. Oh, empty vessel is huge. Dice shard into the shade, not even close to being worth it. We're out. Yeah, this is extremely good. Empty vessel now means we can fly, which is kind of like having peaceful bombs. We can't blow up a stone chest with our ability to fly, but we can get over chasms and stuff like that. I actually think that the right play here, well, you could use either of these. The right play here is you leave, enter this room, start cracking it a little bit. Relatively not great, but not too bad. Alright. Little Monstro. How's Little Monstro as a pickup? It's pretty much exactly fine. Do we have Guppy's Tail? There's a lot of golden chests early on here. And remember, we also do have... nice, that's extremely good. We also do have Steam Sale. So a shop is real nice for us if we can manage to make that happen. Yeah. I don't know, you think the raw fish thing for breakfast? I think it's taken me a long time as an adult to find my ideal breakfast. What are the breakfast flavor profiles I like? Not sweet. And that's not me trying to come across as superior. I think there's this very strange notion sometimes that if you like sweet foods, you're a child, and if you like bitter foods, you're an adult. I much prefer bitter, salty, sour flavors to sweet flavors, but I don't think that makes me any less of a child than the rest of y'all who happen to share that opinion. Dank Depths 1, I'm just gonna pop it. Mostly because we don't need it, and we want to keep the existing item we have. So, previously, I've been like, well, you know, I could get some Canadian bacon and, you know, fry it, and then toast an English muffin, and then have, like, a breakfast sandwich. It's got a nice profile, a little meatiness, macronutrient breakdown's not that bad. Gets you started with a decent breakfast, but takes a little time. Not a lot of time, but, you know, one of the reasons people are hesitant to eat breakfast is because people like sleep more than food. So they, you know, wake up as late as possible, or maybe they snoozed a couple times and now they're in a rush and they don't have time to take 10 minutes for breakfast. It's like the first thing that suffers. That's where the smoked salmon comes in, my dude. You just pull it out of the fridge. It's cold and cooked. It's like my favorite combination of sea-based adjectives related to food. Well, that's not true. I like a crispy and a crunchy. Because we have Book of Revelations, I would suggest that we might be able to make Cambion Conception pay out for us. But we'll see. I'm not trying to say that everybody should be eating a raw fish breakfast. It's the most insufferable thing ever is when, you know, one of your friends or family members, they finally buy into a food trend, and then they try it once, and they're like, I feel amazing, you gotta try it. You know, oh my god, you gotta have kombucha. Oh, you gotta start eating gluten-free. It gets all the antioxidants sequestered in your gut. Yeah, I've never felt so light. Okay, but like, I could just as easily be like, the omega-3s activate your brain when you first wake up. I totally did not even lampshade the fact that we picked up Humbling Bundle, which is, well, a little, almost annoying in terms of consumables. But on a room like this, I'm real happy. I mean, I love Humbling Bundle, don't get me wrong. It's just, I was wondering at first, we're getting a lot of doubled up consumables. Then I remembered, oh right, the item we paid 7 cents for that immediately paid for itself. I just like the taste of, I think I might prefer like a smoked salmon to a normally cooked salmon, honestly. I've already been on the salmon rant. Did I? Maybe that was on the NLSS? I can't remember if it was the NLSS or Isaac, but like, Vancouver's all about salmon. There's salmon everywhere. No joke, when you go to the Vancouver airport, there's like salmon jerky and candied salmon and stuff like that. We eat a lot of salmon here. Some people are even eating it for breakfast. But it's still so expensive here. And it makes me angry. Because I thought that was the way it worked. Like if you live in Maine, they're just giving lobsters away at the side of the road, right? Apparently not. Apparently, I was talking to somebody about it. They said the way that it works is like most of the catch from the Pacific actually goes down to the west coast of America, so we have to buy our salmon from, I don't know. You know, or it's farmed in the interior of British Columbia, so the transportation costs are, I don't know, is the thing. There's good economic reasons for it, is what I'm trying to say, and as we all know, the free market can never be wrong. But I don't want this whole, you know, I could talk your ear off all day about the salmon industry. We can talk about something else. How about that God of War, huh? That's a game that, if it were a fish, would be almost as good as a... No, that's just, you're spinning it off into a salmon-related tangent again. 2 of hearts. Well, we're gonna get back to full HP here. Probably. Probably? No, we're not gonna get back to full HP here? We're gonna get close. We should probably, and this sounds zany, but is actually just sensible when you look at the numbers. Fool, 2 of hearts. We should fool ourselves out of the, boss rush, maybe. If we find, like, another fire, we might want to run into it, like, 2 or 3 times. And just get closer to Cambion Conception working. Obviously, an arcade would be even better, but, ooh, Joker? Ace of Diamonds? No, thank you. We have so many battery charges and like, quite a lot of HP to begin with. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna just try to get Cambion Conception to pop off here. And our HP is going to remain totally fine. And I'm willing to give you a couple more plays. We got so much time here, like, we could play the regular Judgment. What pill you got? Health up. Ew. I don't want that. Well, I don't really want that. What are you gonna hook me up with, though? If you give me a red heart, we can start, you know, we'll be off to the races. You can play that blood bank. Maybe get a blood bag. Treasure map. Not that interesting. This is anti-win streak, but I'm willing to give it a roll anyway. We gained every stat except shot speed, so I think that we came out looking like a genius there. Got closer to Cambion Conception. Did not get Cambion Conception, though. Just got closer. I have no idea where we are. But again, I've refused to acknowledge the curses by their legal names. I think it only embiggens them. This is the curse of, I'm a little lost. This is the curse of, get a freaking GPS, you dummy. It's the year 2018. What are you doing folding a map in front of your windshield? Don't know I'm dead. You know? You know the most patronizing commercial on TV right now? I don't know if this exists in the US or elsewhere in the world, but definitely I see it every time we go to the movie theater. It's a commercial for Jeep, and I've railed on Jeep's marketing a little bit in the past. I got nothing against them as an automobile manufacturer because I don't know anything about cars. I mean, obviously, I bought a Ford Focus, but they always, like 4 years ago, they ran these ads that were like, hey, 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 living life like a renegade, and I'm like, it's a truck. What are you talking about, living life like a renegade? It's a dang truck. I don't understand why you think that it makes you some kind of like vagabond to have purchased a Jeep. It's been around for like 70 years. They were used like military contracts during the Second World War. It's not like I don't think that's a negative thing. I just think, you know, you're kind of trying to market yourself as counterculture or something. Doesn't make any sense to me. You got like a $3.7 billion market cap or something like that. Alright, this is an important moment. I wouldn't mind fighting Krampus here, but let's see what we get. Oh, Abaddon, we love it. So we're going to take Contract from Below and then Abaddon. HP is looking great. Razor Blade. It's not all trash. So I will take this, but it's not particularly strong. And they've got a new one now. It has the same kind of dialogue going, or the music in the background where they go, free, free, if you drive a Jeep, you're free. But the narrative of the ad is that your GPS is telling you things. And it's going like, in 300 meters, turn right for a steady job. Turn missed. Continue on the track to 2 kids by the age of 40. Recalculating. That's it. It's recalculating because it's like, hey, this is what society wants you to do with your life, but you drive a Jeep. You don't need that. And I'm like, are you really marketing Jeeps to millennials by maligning the idea of a steady job? Buy a home. Recalculating. Maybe it's recalculating because the average price of a single family detached home is literally 7 figures now. Maybe it's not recalculating because they've reevaluated the prospects of their life. Maybe it's they're reevaluating it because the freaking job market's been destroyed and wages have stagnated relative to the real cost of living over the course of technically making less than our parents did in the 1980s, despite the fact that, you know, the number looks higher. The cost to purchase an orange has like septupled and the wages have gone up 10%. Free, free. Have a child in your 30s. Recalculating because you don't trust the public schools and private school tuition is $48,000 a year. Recalculating. It's just it's the same as I railed on this commercial like 2 years ago, that Lexus commercial that was like, enjoy the thrill of driving. Well, you still can. And then all I want, it's because it's railing against self-driving cars, and all I could think about is, if you just like took the audio from the commercial, but then layered it with like dash cam footage of horrifying car wrecks due to people being on their cell phones, the tone of the commercial would have been a lot different. And the Jeep one, it just offends me on a much more mundane level. Yeah, let's go this way. Which is like, I don't think you're counterculture. I mean, you can't really buy like an indie car. I don't mean like a, you know, like a racing car from Indianapolis. I mean, like, you can't buy like oh, this car is artisanally made. It's next to the Devil's Elbow barbecue joint. Maybe you've heard of it. But still, like, I don't know. You're not counterculture for buying a Jeep. It doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, that's because you're a coastal elite, NL. They don't want you to own a Jeep on the West Coast. That's not true. I don't care if you own a Jeep. The only reason I care if you own a Jeep is that you know, like, you know how to drive it. I grew up driving a Ford F-150 with a cab on the back of it, so the whole thing was literally one big blind spot. And I'm not gonna say I'm the world's best driver, but now, like, I got a pretty good knowledge of where the sides of my car are, and if there's a big truck coming down, you know, a pretty narrow road in my general direction, I move over, he moves over, we're good. If I move over, he doesn't move over, I say, there's a dude who bought a Jeep because of the commercial, not because he's hauling anything. That dude's not taking gravel. He just likes Imagine Dragons. Two very different things. Rock and roll and actual sedimentary rock. Two very different things. No deal with the devil. Straight up, I don't want to fight Hush on this run. I just don't have a, you know, I enjoy the fact that we've got a 4th level bandage girl here. But, and, I don't know, I was just going to say, don't we need that for 1,001%? And I just remembered we totally have 1,001% already. But, I just don't want to fight Hush. Like, I think it's a foregone conclusion we would probably beat Hush, but it might leave us a little battered. This has been a good run. We don't owe the game or the audience any apologies here. You know, we basically were completely carried by our starting stats, Lusty Blood, and then that first library that we found just being absolutely, I mean, it gave us everything we needed. So it is going to be a run that's a little bit on the faster side today, but you know, part of saying we're never going to lose a run again, and this is me pulling the veil back just a little bit here, but part of me saying we're never going to lose a run ever again means I'm not going to fight Hush just to pad video length anymore, you know? I got tenure at the Binding of Isaac Corporation. It's not about rushing, it's more like fighting a boss that's only fun at the best of times. You know, I ain't gonna do it. Not on every run, at least. We are killing it, though. We are stomping. Alright. Let's see. No. No. Ooh, we have to. We have to do it at least once. Conjoined. Help. Oh. Weird? I was like, we have, like, conjoined charging shots, but they're mom's knives. Which is, I mean, in the end, it's actually totally fine. Here's your Zane factor. I think if you ask the audience, would they rather see a Hush fight or a couple full run rerolls, they're gonna give you the full run reroll every single time. Not everybody, but as a rule. We do also have Taurus. I've noticed. We're about to win regardless. Will I reroll? Well, we sort of can't, you know, unless we get a battery charge right here. Oh, I don't know what it is, but Curse of the Tower seems to show up predominantly after a reroll. I don't know what causes it, but maybe the fact that you almost never take it willfully. It was kind of a cool run with Multidimensional Baby. Maybe we'll see something like it next time. Because for now, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click the like button. Helps a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.